Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships. As today, I'm going to be doing an update coverage of Update 12.11 news article. Apologies for no videos yesterday. I had some Norwegian language test, and I was just exhausted. So today, World of Warships. Tomorrow, I have an Armored Warfare video up for you. But for today's video, the holiday season is about to commence, so there's some things that we need to discuss as this update is going to be downloading tonight, very late tonight, tomorrow morning, so however you want to phrase that. Since I'm here in Norway, you can see it's going to be going in at 10 a.m. for me here in Norwegian time zone. So as standard, you get a 1 day of premium, and that was right here at the top for me, so I just went ahead and just picked it up. And then what is going on in this update 12.11? Tends to bring a lot of players back, long-term players, because of some of the celebration activities, which we'll talk about. So yeah, so celebration activities, holidays in Santa City, Salvage for Victory returns. Oof, we'll have to see how that one is. Sestri, Ponente, Dockyard. I think it's an Italian ship coming out in the Dockyard. I think there's already been some WoW's content creators or community contributors who've been covering it. Japanese battleships leave early access, so I'm excited to hop into that line. Removing Airship Escort from random battles, very good thing, in my opinion. Mileage may differ. Asymmetric Battles, Armory, we have a new ship coming. Piemonte in the tech tree. YouTube memberships, Brawls, balance changes, gameplay improvements, content additions and changes, other changes and improvements. So hopefully this video won't take too long. In the article, I'll list this one in the YouTube description below. If you want to watch the video, you can. I'm just not going to, because then it just takes on a lot of time. So, with the celebration activities starting us off here, the Voyage to the North Pole has come to an end, so it's about the right time to start preparing for celebration activities. We're ready to share some exciting news about our festive events, activities, and of course, the rewards they provide. So, daily login rewards. Ooh, wow, they, I don't remember them. Was it this good last year, for those of you who've been playing the game for at least over a year? I feel like it was normally always standard, but as part of the celebrations, the daily login rewards have been updated with some extras, such as additional super container and multiple Santa gifts containers. So these are your, like, standard, base, Santa containers. If you're new to World of Warships, they have 3 levels, like, big, and then I think mega, is how they phrase it, but so normally you get 2 super containers at the end, and now they're giving us 3 in total. So okay, we got 1 more super container, but we're getting some more Santa containers, maybe some more coal. I think the doubloons are a little bit more, some more premium spread throughout. So it's slightly better. I wouldn't say it's insanely better, but I mean, at least you're getting the 4 Santa containers, but they have a pretty low chance of dropping ships. On top of this, you'll be able to find many more presents in the game and on our official resources during this time. Battle performance bonuses. Battle performance bonuses during the festive season may have become a well-loved tradition, so we're happy to bring them back. Please note that we slightly changed the rewards from last year, and they now scale better with the ship tiers. Okay, well, how did you change them, Wargaming? Okay, so what they've done is that they've given so tier 5 is 6 and 7. You're going to get coal, 700, 750, 800. Tiers 8 and 9, 70, and then 80 coal. If you're a tier 10 ship, you will get a festive certificate. We'll talk about how you use those here momentarily. And then 200 steel if you own a super ship, or tier 11, I guess is another way to phrase it. Battle performance bonuses, yeah, they're broken down here. Rather than research points, super ships will reward 200 steel this year, so that is a change. Festive certificate is a temporary resource that can be exchanged in update 12.11 for, if you can exchange one Santa's gift container for 1 festive token, or you can exchange 3 festive certificates for a Santa's big gift, or you can exchange 5 festive certificates for 1 Santa's mega gift. And maybe some additional options this year, I don't remember that. 1x flags premium container for 20 festive tokens, festive certificates, excuse me, and 375,000 credits for 1 festive certificate. So if you have a lot of ships in the game, You know, I guess a lot of tier 10 ones, that's how you get these certificates, right? Then typically, you know, the mega gift, we'll talk, let's see if we have it listed below. They're going to give you the best chances of getting premium ships and the biggest rewards in the game. I think sometimes it's safe in terms of your mileage, your Santa's big gift containers tend to fare best, but maybe that's to each their own opinion on that. So let's go ahead and go down here. Maybe they've got a breakdown. The system works in similar to last year's New Year celebration. You'll again be able to receive several rewards at once depending on the number of ships in your port, the amount of base XP earned in the battle. For example, a player with more than 300 ships in their port will be able to earn 4 rewards in one battle, 1 reward for entering the battle with a ship, and 3 additional rewards for effective performance in battle. So ships in port, you can see the breakdown here across the top. Standard gift conditions when a battle, a number of bonus gifts. So if you have, you know, let's say you only have between 100 and 199 ships in the game, then you'll get 1 additional bonus in addition to your battle. And then it scales up from there. So then if you have 200, 299 ships, you get 2. If you have 300, 399, which I think this is about where I'm at now in the game, then I would get the battle performance for the ship and then 3 additional bonuses that you can basically use on other ships. Then you don't have to play all your ships in the game, because if you had, like, you know, 300 ships in the game, that's 300 battles effectively you have to play. So this is a bit nicer, because you'd spend most of your December just in doing that. Bonus gift conditions. Here you can see on the bottom your XP value. So you have to do a minimal of 800 base XP, 1000 base XP, 1100 base XP, and 1200 base XP. So you can see base XP in one battle. So meaning that what my normal approach in doing this is I play my high tiers. I play my tier 10s, and then I do my 9s, and then I do my 8s. And then I tend to use a lot of those bonus gifts to scratch off the lower tier ships, unless there's some really fun low tier, tier 5 and up, because that's what these ships are effective for, tier 5 and up, in terms of their rewards. Now, the ships that you have in port, it doesn't mean you can only, like, you have to have between 299 tier 5 ships and up. No, it's in total. So if you're, like, really close, this is a tip trick. So let's say you have like 190 ships and you're just like, man, I'm like dirt broke and I can't really get the additional 10 I need. What I encourage you to do is just go back into the tech trees and pick up the tier 1 ships, or pick up the tier 2 ships, right, to push you over. I did that last year. I was like kind of in between, so I just picked up like 10 or 15 really low tier ships just to help push me over. So that is a tip and trick I encourage you to do. Standard containers will mostly stay the same, but with an improvement that we hope you'll enjoy. Last year's containers had a drop list featuring 174 ships in total. This year we've updated and shortened the drop list. We've removed 43 older ships, they announced this in a dev blog at least, and added 19 new ones to make it easier for you to obtain more desirable ships. With these changes, there will be exactly 150 ships in Santa's containers now. All the removed ships are available on Armory for direct purchase. All other aspects of Santa containers, such as drop rates for each category, remain the same as last year. The visual appearance of the containers has been updated for the occasion, and honestly, they do that every year. They update to change what they look like. So like last year, they kind of look more like a house, and ranging in different sizes. You can find more about the changes to Santa's containers here in the future changes section. Okay, well. Holidays in Santa City. They're going to present us a new event that will shower you with a plethora of festive rewards. The Holidays in Santa City event includes 20 levels, and after you complete all of them, you'll be able to earn additional rewards. There are 2 progress lines in the event. One is available immediately after the other. One is available immediately, and the other is locked. You can unlock the second progress line to receive additional rewards by completing levels. You can advance through the levels by completing daily and weekly missions, and since they are based on scoring base XP in any battle type, you can play the game in the way you want and still claim the rewards. Okay, so let's look here. Rewards you can get: Scharnhorst 43, Stored 43, a 6-point commander, and then 2 standard 10-point commanders. So they're not seasoned, otherwise they should have a little icon for that. So it looks like this is kind of you clicking on the events, and then you'll just click join. Let's see here. Dearest Wishes mission. Earn 250 base XP, right? So I could just drop in a co-op, like super fast, and knock that one out. You see, you tend to see a lot of Marceaus and co-ops this season. I'm just telling you. And I'll probably be one of them. Okay, so here's the first progress line. And then, oh, so you can also pick up certificates. I'm not interested to see how that works. And 3 Santa containers. This is a permanent camouflage. I don't remember the name of it. It's okay. It's some people hate them. Some people like them. I think most probably don't like them. So you can link them to depending on the tier. Sometimes they have a tier prerequisite. Okay, so how did they... Alright, let's just keep reading. The main words of the first progression line is the new Scharnhorst 43 at level 10. We wanted to make this ship easily obtainable for all types of players, be they hardcore or casual. Fight 1 to 2 battles per day and you'll be able to get this ship within 5 days. Okay, that's good. So I'm assuming if you keep clicking that arrow over, that's when it would pop up. Aside from Scharnhorst 43, you can earn rewards such as Days of Warship Premium Count, a Festive Commander with a unique voiceover, New Year permanent camouflages for Tier 8 and Tier 9 ships, commemorative flags, coal seal, and array of Santa's containers of all sizes, with 3 Santa's mega gift containers being the final prize. These containers not only provide various useful resources, but also have a chance to drop one of 150 premium ships. Players can additionally unlock the second progression line for doubloons to earn festive certificates to 2 new historical commanders, another commemorative flag, more New Year permanent camouflages, coal, and the new Stored 43 as the final reward. Okay, so I think what they did, if I remember correctly, they yanked Battle Pass out this month, and then they've replaced it instead with holidays in Santa City. So you kind of have this blurred on the bottom. Level 1 progress points, 0 of 10. Click unlock. So I'm assuming once you get in here, then they'll show you how much it's gonna cost you. It'd be kind of nice to know how much it's gonna cost. I don't see it anywhere. 1 festive certificate is the reward for completing each additional level for both the first and second progress lines. The Fjords port has once again been transformed into Santa City. Players will be able to select the original Fjords ports. Okay, that's also good to know. Fjords is my favorite port, but probably we'll be rocking Santa City to get in the festive spirit and the joy of playing World of Warships. So I'll definitely be doing some Twitch streams. I got a lot of busy stuff out of my life out of the way for now, so expect to find me on Twitch much more this month. Salvage for Victory. Salvage for Victory is back. This one I've had mixed feelings on. Or I'm going to definitely have mixed feelings on this one, right? Because that's how you obtain Kitakami. Okay, it's whew, okay. I did a whole video on this. We first tested this format in update 12.9 when players could obtain Champagne. This time the event comprises of 100 stages. You'll be able to unlock several new cruisers and the legendary Kitakami, and consecutively by combining various resources. Just to say up front, I really don't know how well Kitakami has a place in World of Warships now. I mean, of course she still has a place, right? So she was originally in the game back in the beginning, and Wargaming yoinked the ship, or they took it out of the game. I think they compensated players with the Atago or something like that. I can't remember. I don't even remember if it was tier 10 when it was first in the game. I missed that. I wasn't playing World of Warships yet. And now they brought it back into the game, and they're really overhyping it. It's really overpriced. Like, really only your veteran players. I mean, like, I say veteran players, like, I think maybe I can barely afford it, but it would cost me everything in terms of my resources that I have in the game. It's really more for whales in the game who are not afraid to throw a lot of money at the game. I think I heard something like if you tried to like buy it, it would basically be over $1,000 or more, or it's like you're best off just buying a bunch of Santa's big gift containers. I can't remember. There's been a lot of different things and Reddits and stuff on it. But I would say Genon would probably be a good alternative. I'm not going to be investing in this by any means. It's just a cruiser with a ton of torpedoes, like a lot of torpedoes. I think 20 on each side. And with Genon, like, you get a torpedo reload booster, right? And those torpedoes hit just as hard. You can mix and match research points, steel, and coal without any limitations, as well as use Warships premium count to complete up to 16 stages of this event at any point. And they really overpriced, like, a lot of these things. Like, you're actually the cheapest resource to trade would be research points. I think trading Warships premium count is probably the worst thing you could do, unless they've changed it since the devlog. But I mean, with the premium account, you can only use up to 16 stages. Okay. Let's take a look at the rewards this event has to offer. At stage 3, you will find 4 Santa big gift containers. Unlocking stage 8 will grant you the Ellie. The reward for stage 16 is the tier 7 premium French cruiser, the Francesco Furicchio. And then tier 10 British cruiser, defense, clad in the Christmas lights, permanent camouflage in addition to the default one, be waiting for you at stage 40. And at stage 80, you will find Kitakame, a unique cruise that was removed from the game for several years ago, is now back to overwhelm her opponents with her superior torpedo armament. Please keep in mind that due to the special nature of Kitakame's gameplay and status, we're reintroducing her primarily with our long-term players in mind to collect ships and have already accumulated a large amount of resources in the game. Okay, I don't think they said that out front last time. It was more like, we're gonna reward, this is specifically more for our long-term players, but I mean, even a lot of the long-term players still can't afford this. Again, you kind of have to be a bit more of a whale, or maybe you've been just you've had a lot of free XP, you've reset a lot of things. Like, I have some friends, I even have some clanmates that have enough research bureau points to just outright buy the Kitakame outright without having to dip in any of the other resources, if I remember correctly. Truly avid collectors can complete an extra 20 stages at stage 100 to receive an exclusive Bitter Wind permanent camouflage for Kitakame. And a commemorative flag for all 4 ships. So looks like that's that here. So what would I say? Let's see. Do they give? You'll find more information in the dedicated article on our website. We'll look at stages here in just a minute. Kitakame. Okay, so this is another way that Wargaming's causing price inflation of the ship, because this is what they're doing. This won't be distributed any other way for the next 2 years in game after the end of this event. Okay, that's like, oof. Like, so basically it's, I don't remember the name of it. I said it last time. I'll link that video in the end of this one. But it's just kind of like, it's a tactic where it's like fear of being left out, I guess is how you'd say it. So you better throw a lot of your resources at this ship to get it, right? Otherwise, you're just screwed. For 2 years, and I don't care. If I'm still playing Warships in 2 years, I'll just wait and see how they offer it then, right? This permanent camouflage for Kitakame will remain exclusive and only be available during this event. Oh, another way of the fear of being left out. The other ships won't be distributed in any other way for at least a year. Okay, so defense, Furicchio, and the Alley. Okay, so let's look at the stages, price per stages, and let's see what they landed on as final. Okay, I don't think this is... Okay, let's see if they added the note, because last time they stacked this, it wasn't cumulative, so like these were like, it wasn't 7,200, then, oh, I spend just 4,800 more to get to the 12,000. It was like, no, like you spent 7,200, and then you had to spend 12,000. Like, so you'd add these two together. So what, yeah, do the math. 17, no, I'm bad. 19,200, so that's the same price as a unique upgrade in the research bureau. Okay, if you're a newer player, you probably won't know what I'm talking about, but that's how you obtain this specific type of resource. And then you see the steel here and the coal, which is just absurd, the amount. So this is a commander, the port slot. So I mean, if I'm looking at this, if for myself, okay, I've been playing World of Warships for I think, yeah, over 4 years now. Like, the only thing I'm really interested in is like, okay, maybe I look at picking up the 4 Santa Big Gift containers, right? That's what they're on. Yeah, maybe. Okay, I mean, I could throw 57,000 coal, and then I get chances of getting a ship, right? If I want to, I might not do that. Yeah, I might not even do that. I might not even bother with this, but it's an option. Do they say? Okay, here you go. This is so much more helpful. Wargaming got a lot of grief because it was like this side note of like, these are not cumulative. Okay, now they've given you the cumulative view, and this is super helpful. Really, Wargaming should have done this at the first point, or had these 2 side-by-side comparisons. Okay, this is much better overview, right? So I'm talking, I know some people that have like over 200,000 research bureau points from just repeatedly resetting lines. So like the kind of the theories is like, if you wanted to just buy, sorry, I'm talking too much probably. You could buy a lot of doubloons and convert XP off your ships into free XP, and then use free XP to reset lines and stack a bunch of stack resets, right? So I'm doing that right now. Shimakaze had 8 resets stacked on it, and I'm about to buy Shimakaze, and then I'm getting like a lot. I'm getting a lot. I can almost buy 2 tier 10 research bureau ships. Basically Druid and Vampire 2 is what I'm aiming for. So I mean, and that's, yeah, like I said, that's with like just over 100. It's like 111,000. I think it's 55 and 56,000 for Vampire 2 and Druid, right? And I can get 2 tier 10 ships. So if that gives you some perspective, and you get steel ships in the game. I think the most expensive one is like 33,000 steel for a tier 10 ship. Okay, so that just gives you some ideas. Okay, Dockyard. La 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 la. You can advance through the stages and earn various rewards and obtain the main reward cruiser, Michelangelo herself. Wait, did that have that phrase up here? I thought it said... Oh, it's just the name of the dockyard, not the ship. Excuse me, I'm sorry if I said that incorrectly earlier. I was like, I thought it was Michelangelo getting out of this dockyard. But I won't say that I know everything all the time. This ship is pretty good with secondaries, from my understanding. I'll double check that. Yeah, let me check that. We'll read through here. 8 320mm main battery guns and limited firing angles due to her turrets being positioned in the oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, that ship. This one's pretty ugly, okay? You do read that right. Her main battery turrets are in the middle of the ship, like kind of like between the smokestacks, and I kid you not, it looks ugly. And where the main batteries normally would be on the ship, that's where the secondary batteries are. She also has numerous secondary guns armed with sap shells, and that can deal good damage, thus compensating her relatively weak main battery guns. Her torpedo armament is represented by 2 triple tube torpedo launchers with wide launching angles. The torpedoes are fast and deal high damage, but their range is short, and there are a few torpedoes per salvo. Large HP pool, good armor, access to repair party, average speed slower than other Italian cruisers, equipped with exhaust, smoke generator, and a hydroacoustic search in different slots. The construction process comprises of 32 phases. You can advance through 27 of them by completing Dockyard combat mission groups. You can also complete shipbuilding phases by spending 1,750 doubloons. I think when they first started this, it was for 1,500 doubloons, and then they've been all the way up to, I think, like 1,900, 1,950 doubloons. So this is kind of in between. Doubloons per phase in purchasing starter packs, 10 shipbuilding phases in exchange for 10,000 doubloons, and 5 shipbuilding phases in exchange for 6,000 doubloons. So that's, if you want to get this ship, then you need at least you'd at least need to spend, like, what's going to save you the most money is buying the starter bundle, starter pack for the 6,000 doubloons, because you need, and that's 5 phases, which you need because 32 phases is total, and you can only do 27 of them through grinding Dockyard combat mission groups. Okay. The Dockyard combat mission can be completed during a period that spans update 12.11 and the first 3 weeks of update 13.0. So this is about 7-ish weeks you're gonna have to do the Dockyard combat missions. 12.11, and then we go into 13. Yeah, the Dockyard remain in your port until the release of update 13.1. At that point, I think you just have to spend doubloons. The reward for the last stage for the Dockyard is the ship itself and the war paint camouflage. War paint permanent camouflage. Yeah, all the details of the new Dockyard will follow in a separate article. Historically, I've always done a video on the Dockyard. I'll do so again when the time comes, when it hits, and we'll look at it. So maybe I do another video on Thursday, since we'll have to see, since I missed Monday. Japanese battleships leave early access, so I'm not going to cover this too much. Battleships, battle cruisers, not as much hit points compared to the Yamato line, with large guns being up to the 457s, I think, on the Adatawa and the Bungo. I think Yamahari, I don't remember if Yamahari actually has 457s. I feel like she had 410s. Yeah. One of the main features they're doing on this ship line is a high precision spotter. It's a new consumable. You have more pixie dust, magic pixie dust, which increases not only their main battery guns range, but also their accuracy. It shares a slot with the fighter consumable. So I think, if I remember correctly, it improves your dispersion by 10% and then extends your range by 10%. So rather than the normal, what's like 20% that you get with a normal spotter plane. Yep. I don't think Yamahari have 457s. I could be wrong. But I know the last two do. So I'm looking forward to grind the line, but more overmatched in the game. Removing Airship Escort from random battles. In response to community feedback, we've made the decision to remove Airship Escort from random battles on update 12.11. Although we anticipate a shift toward close quarters combat oriented and brawling ships in the random battles meta, the impact on the results was not significant or long lasting. We understand that players prefer ships that align with their desired playstyle and recognize the distinct player experience this particular mode provided in comparison to other game modes. Consequently, we've chosen to remove this game mode from random battles. We know that the Airship Escort is still popular among players, so we'll come back in 2024 as a standalone temporary battle type. So when I say temporary battle type, it's probably something like Asymmetric Battles, where they'll just reintroduce it like maybe 4 or 5 times next year, as an example. I don't know what Wargaming's thinking, but they'll just reintroduce it at different times. I did a whole video. I'll tag that one, I guess, at the end of this one too, just talking a little bit more about it, as I was really curious to hear if you guys were in favor of this, approve of this. I approve of it. It was really frustrating to get this in random battles. And you saw, I had a lot of players who were coming back to the game, and they had no idea what the game mode, what the objectives were, and a lot of players just weren't playing objectives. And this Wargaming didn't do a good job with bringing it into the game and including into randoms battles, as many players and community contributors and content creators protested. Asymmetric battles will be available for players throughout the duration of 12.11, so this is probably something to take advantage of with the Santa gift bonuses, knocking this, we call them snowflakes, off your ships. So let's take this opportunity to challenge yourself and face a numerically superior team of lower tier bots. You can do, we've also made some improvements to the bot behavior based on feedback and from the previous iteration, and added an opportunity to join battles in a division of up to 5 players. Armory, I don't remember the first name, the Lauria is coming back. She's a tier 10 Italian battleship armed with 457s, 8 457s, mind you. And so what we have here is that she's going to be available in the Armory for 31,000 steel. Now they just announced this. She's going to be coming with update 12.11. I'm actually going to buy this ship. I'm going to pick it up. I was thinking of maybe going to Shikishima and then Talking with my admin and some others, and they're like, yeah, maybe more go for Lauria. And I was kind of indifferent about, because I got the steel ships I really wanted. And I was like, I don't really know what I want to spend my steel on. And so this just seems something to go for. She's got battle cruiser dispersion, similar to Thunder. If you have a Thunder, Thunder is known for being rather accurate with her main battery guns. She's a battlecruiser concept with the 8.457s and a speed of 35 to 40 knots. She was introduced by the engineer Ferdinando Casson in 1921, and she was the largest ship ever designed for the Italian Navy. To reduce her overall length, it was suggested to place the boilers above the engines in a two-tier propulsion unit. She also had a unique anti-torpedo protection incorporated into her design. Any detonation was meant to be directed to an overboard expansion chamber from where the gases would be discharged through special channels. However, the project was ahead of its time and was never implemented. You can see some secondaries along the ship here too. She's armed with 8.457s, housing 4 twin gun turrets with a high traverse speed. Okay, high. Yeah, so that means fast, I would think. High traverse speed. Because a low traverse speed would be bad. Yeah, it's weird how sometimes that can get flipped around in your head. The gun fires powerful SAP shells as well as AP shells with standard characteristics, and those SAP shells hit hard. I think they do over like 6 to 8,000 if you get a full pin, and the AP shells are comparable with the St. Vincent for 14,900. The same characteristics of, I think, St. Vincent's AP shells. The ship boasts high speed, good armor, good concealment. However, among her disadvantages are a high position citadel, a small hit point pool, and low maneuverability. Her consumables are represented by Repair Party with improved restoration of damage to the citadel, as well as the fighter and spotting aircraft in one slot. Now, something else they don't say here is that she also is very bad in terms of AA. So here in the WoW's or ship tool, I wanted to compare AA strength among the tier 10 battleships, and she's still currently in test. And she's beats out Yamato. Yamato doesn't have any medium or short range. No, just medium range AA. And here you can see that the range in total, your max range on the AA is 4.6, which at tier 10 is really oof. So you won't do well against CVs. It's very likely that YCV players will focus you. Okay, I mean, even tier 8s can get away with focusing you. And God rest your soul when super CVs also focus you. Okay, so just know that this is not an AA battleship by any stretch of the imagination. So play wisely when there are CVs in the game. I think that's kind of the big takeaway. So I'm really interested to see how this ship plays out, as I'm going to get her, and then I'll do a video on her, some first impressions and stuff. Okay, we have a super ship coming into the tech tree. It's the line that follows Venezia, the Italian cruiser line. This was only available previously to players through an anniversary auction. She'll become a part of the tech tree and be available for all players to purchase. Kind of probably around over like 40 million credits, I'm guessing, or somewhere around there. She was a project battle cruiser for displacement of 22,000 tons, presented to the Soviet Union by an Italian company Ansaldo in the 1930s. She was equipped with 12 254mm main battery guns that deal good damage for salvo but have a long reload time. The ship is also armed with 8 torpedo tubes, and her torpedoes have a solid range and damage but low speed. Well protected citadel, good protection from high explosive. Additionally, she's quite fast and has good maneuverability. Her consumables are represented by Repair Party, an exhaust smoke generator in different slots, but unlike Venezia, she has no fighter or spotting aircraft. Now, one of the things I wanted to look at here was cruisers in terms of their secondary performance. What I look at secondary DPM? Napoli. Let's try to see if I'm blind, if Michelangelo's up here. I don't even see it here. So I was curious, because I can't remember how good the secondaries are on that ship. And then, oh, it's tier 9 Flimsy. Let's go compare it with tier 10s. Okay, so she does beat out Napoli, yeah. Okay, I was thinking she was supposed to be this new secondary god, and the ship is. So, yeah. So, if you want a even better Napoli, then you want Michelangelo. So, it'll probably be a Dockyard ship that I do go for. And what about the Piemonte? Is that here? I'm not assuming that she's like really good at secondary. Yeah, she's in here somewhere probably. Or let's just do this. Oh yeah, don't bother. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so I didn't want to check that. So YouTube memberships. If you want to join that, it's you get some access to some combat missions that give you some additional rewards. Here you're gonna see 3-town cruiser containers and a stainless gift container, and the rewards from the 2 previous levels, plus historical content. If you're interested in that. Brawls, round 1 versus 1, tier 8 ships, December 11th through December 18th. So this is going to take next week before this drops. Round 2 will be 4v4 with tier 7 ships, no more than 2 battleships and 3 destroyers, maximum division size 4. Round 3 will be 3v3 with tier 10 ships, no more than 1 sub, 1 aircraft carrier, 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, and 2 destroyers, max division size 3. Round 4 will be 4v4 with tier 9 ships, no more than 2 battleships, 2 destroyers, 3 cruisers, max div size 4. Balance changes. There's some additional balances coming into the game. So particularly with the Renown, Udachi, Marlborough, Adriatico, the Avel de Bazan, and the tier 6 French aircraft carrier, the Baron. Renown is getting a reload buff to her main battery, 25 to 23.5 seconds. Her main battery firing range is to be increased. The stock gunfire control system module firing range increased 15.4 to 15.8. Researchable gunfire control system module firing range increased 16.9 to 17.4. So, all good things there. Udachi, which I got not too long ago. I wasn't too impressed by Udachi for myself. Need a player more to kind of get more hands-on. But her torpedoes are getting a buff and their speed going from 57 to 64 knots, which I do definitely welcome, because just 57 knots is slow. I mean, Elbings I think are like 55 knots. Schlieffens I think are the same, 55 knots. And those are tier 10 ships, right? But I feel like Udachi needed something. That was my experience when I played her. The Marlborough, her HE shell parameters are changed. This was a Dockyard ship that was just not played. It was pretty bad Dockyard battleship. Maximum damage increased from 4,800 to 5,500. Her fire chances increased from 24 to 28%. I received that well. The ship needed something. Adriatico, her main battery reload time, she's a tier 9 tech tree Italian destroyer, is going to get a reload time reduction on her main battery from 5.4 seconds to 5 seconds. So you can probably build her down to like around 4.5, maybe even lower, 4.3, with the main battery reload in slots 6, and then Fearless Brawler, and then the main battery AA specialist if you want to build more into the guns. This is a coal ship, if I remember correctly, the Avaro de Bazan, Spanish destroyer. Her main battery reload time is being reduced from 6.1 seconds to 5.5. Burst fire reload time reduced from 24 to 21 seconds. So it's probably a good thing. I haven't seen this ship a ton, but I mean, buffs are usually pretty welcome for the most part. The Baron patrol fighters consumables parameters were changed. Air visibility radius increased 2 to 4.5 kilometers. Due to an issue that caused patrol fighters to lose track of their target because of limited visibility radius, Baron's patrol fighters have been adjusted to spot and keep track of any planes at a longer distance. This change will not affect their limited spotting of ships. That's probably good. Baron, if I remember correctly, she's a tier 6 aircraft carrier designed more around intercepting. So if you are a good CV player and you want to lock out the other enemy CV player, you get an obscene amount of patrol fighters. I got this ship from a container. I think it's from. I don't remember how I got it now. I think it was. I don't remember how I got it. I think it was a super container, if I'm not mistaken, during the anniversary event. I think. Gameplay improvements. What you got? Wargaming. The changes to signals and upgrades, the effects to the X-Ray Papa Uno 1 and November Foxtrot signal flags, as well as the smoke generator modification 1 upgrade, have been changed to include the smoke curtain generator consumable found on the upcoming 2nd American aircraft carrier line. Okay. Yeah, that will be fun. That's sarcasm. November Foxtrot added an effect that reduces the cooldown of squadron consumables by 5%. X-Ray Papa Uno 1 increases action time of smoke curtain generator consumable by 5%. Smoke generator mod 1 changed to be applicable to smoke curtain generator consumable. Okay, so they're just including more things. The effect of the Squadron Consumable Mods 1 upgrade has also been changed. Squadron Consumables Mod 1 replaced the effect that increased Squadron Consumables action time with a new effect that adds +1 additional consumable charge for squadrons. Content additions and changes added the Polar Ice Caps permanent camouflage for the Alaska, Georgia, Lightning, Algerie, Moss, and then the Hyuga. Added the Shogatsu permanent camouflage for Yoshino, ships Jupiter 42, British destroyer tier 7, in Minagumo, Japanese destroyer tier 9, and Cecilia, Italian battleship tier 10 were added for testing by developers, volunteers, and community contributors. So there you go on Yoshino, Alaska. Not too bad. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not... It looks like the white camouflage, and then they just threw some black lines on. Like, that's literally all it looks like. It kind of seems underwhelming. Yeah. Maybe the red is something additional too? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Let me know what you think. These look pretty underwhelming. Yeah, I mean, there's other permanent camouflages I'd rather run on Georgia and Alaska. Yoshino's is okay, but it looks like they kept... Wait, what is the one with the lines? Let me back out here. Doop. Okay, there's some lines. Is that how they did it? There's some more lines there. I'm just trying to figure out if they, like, did the same thing with Yoshino. Yeah, it's just a different color and some more decoration. So they put a little more effort into Yoshino, basically. Doesn't say how they're available. Okay. Other changes and improvements. Oh, I put Colombo in a pull. What did they do here? Cause the armor of Colombo not to correspond to the set perimeters. Deck slope armor thickness 25mm and Citadel armor deck slope armor thickness 25mm. They fixed some issues in the game sounds audio. Fixed the island collision issues on the shatter map. Some geometry and textures. Fix an issue where clan invites can be sent out during battle. Okay. Oh, this is new. Did you read the entire article? Time to move from theory to practice. Click the button below to go to the game to fight for glory. Okay. Yeah, so that was probably a lot longer than I really wanted, but there was a lot of information to cover, especially I wanted to go a little more in depth on the celebration activities and the holidays in Santa City and just talk a little bit more about the Salvage for Victory. So this is probably one among many players. It's something that brings a lot of players back. I mean, it's December, it's cold out in the Northern Hemisphere. This is good stuff. So I definitely enjoy the holidays here season in World of Warships. This is great. Salvage for Victories, kind of me. Yeah, the Dockyard, that's going to be exciting. Probably definitely something to look at investing, especially with that starter pack for 6,000 doubloons. It'll save you rather than buying the individual 5 phases later. Japanese battleships like early access, that's something looking forward to grind. Yeah, definitely like removing Airship Escort from random battles. Asymmetric Battles, good. Armory, cool. New tech tree, YouTube, Brawls. Yeah, I would say this is overall a pleasant update article. Probably the most negative thing I would say is just the Salvage for Victory. That's just, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see how many players pick up Kitakami. How often will we see Kitakami in game, right? Yeah, it's just, I mean, when you look at how much it's going to cost you, like, dang, man. Like, dang, that's a lot. So that's going to bring this video to a close. So if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts on this new update. If there's something you're really looking forward to, I'm looking forward towards this the Santa containers and getting them for free with playing ships, and then the picking up the Lauria. I think those are probably, and then of course not having Airship Escort in random battles anymore. Those are probably my top 3, I would say, for this update. So until next time, take care.